Hey guys, it's Bree and Baby and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 32-week pregnancy update. So for this update, I did go ahead and make it. Not a lot of things have changed since the last week or the last 2 weeks, but a couple of things are new, so I went ahead and decided to make this update. So for my first symptom, I am having and experiencing migraines. This one I would say is new. I did have a lot of headaches during my first few months of pregnancy and then they went away. But then I've noticed that this week they have come back full force, and if I don't eat enough or if I don't eat often enough, I do get very bad migraines. My second symptom would be nausea. It has calmed down a lot this week, but I am still experiencing little bits of nausea just at random times. Mostly in the late parts of night when I lay down or early in the morning. Once in a while it'll happen in the afternoon, but the main time is night and early morning. Third symptom would have to be still fatigue. I am absolutely exhausted. I have not been able to get through these days without taking a nap. A couple of weeks ago, it was way easier. I wasn't napping at all. I was just staying up all day, cleaning all day, and passing out really hard at night. But this week, I absolutely cannot make it through an entire day without having to nap. I crash so hard, and I honestly, this week, I have slept more than I've slept my entire pregnancy. Fourth symptom, which I mentioned last week and the week before, I believe, is my boobs are leaking. My fifth symptom would be hunger. I have non-stop hunger, just like non-stop fatigue. That's basically, I feel like a bear at this point in hibernation. I eat and then I sleep and then I eat so much more and then I sleep so much more. I have wanted nothing to do with anything unless it involves food or is going to involve food. Just food at this point. Everything food. My sixth symptom would be that things are getting harder to pick up. It's getting harder for me to bend down. It's feeling like a marathon just to go from one end of my house to the other. I've noticed like the shortness of breath. If anything falls, I'm kind of like, do I really have to pick it up at this point? Because it is so much work just to bend down, just to pick something up. It's just getting to that stage of pregnancy that everything is 10 times harder. That used to be so easy. Like, I used to just bend down and not think twice about it. And now, I can bend down and come back up and be out of breath and have to sit down. It's crazy. My seventh symptom would be that my sides are still going numb while I'm sleeping. I mentioned this last week, I believe, or it was the week before, but I think it was last week. And I mentioned that whenever I'm going to sleep, that it's probably because of the weight gain. Whatever side I'm laying on will completely just fall asleep. And so from my arm all the way down to my foot, it just feels numb and tingly until I roll over. Well, that's still happening this week, and I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to happen until the end of this pregnancy. And then for my eighth symptom, which is probably the scariest symptom that any pregnant woman could have, and it has been spotting. I did notice the spotting like 2 days ago, maybe 3. I think it was 2 days ago. And I wiped and there was a little bit of blood, but I wasn't sure if it was because I had just shaved or not. So I let that go, but I did pay attention to it, but it wasn't very much. Well, last night I used the restroom, and when I wiped, there was blood, but it wasn't a lot. It was just exactly what I said, spotting. It was just little bitty bits. And then I would wipe again, and there was just tiny little bitty bits, but it wasn't like coming out on its own, and it wasn't leaking, and it wasn't really, really bad. Now, granted, the only reason that I wasn't freaked out was because if you saw my video from a couple of days ago, we were in the hospital, and The lady at the hospital actually did tell me that a little bit of spotting at this stage of pregnancy is normal and that it's okay as long as it's not enough to fill up a pad, or as long as it's not like consistently trickling down or like an excessive amount, that it should be perfectly fine. So granted, that is the only reason that I did not freak out and call my on-call doctor, whatever. At the same time though, it does still kind of scare me just because nobody wants to see blood, especially at 32 weeks. It definitely wasn't my show either, it was just spotting. So those are my 32-week pregnancy symptoms. This was my update. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Leave me comments in the comments below. Let me know what it was like at your 32 weeks. Let me know if you're pregnant, what stage of pregnancy you're in, what symptoms you're feeling, whatever. Just leave it down in the comments and we can chit chat. And don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next video.